3 months before closing on her first home, Melissa did everything right. She was 29, a nurse, disciplined with money. She never missed a payment. She paid her credit cards in full every month. Her score hovered around 782, comfortably in excellent territory. Then she bought a $2,400 couch. Her credit limit on that card was $5,000. She had the cash sitting in her checking account. The moment the statement arrived, she paid it in full. Zero interest. Responsible behavior. A week later, her mortgage broker called. Your score dropped to 756. We need to talk. That 26-point drop pushed her into a slightly higher interest bracket. Over 30 years, that difference would cost her over $18,000 in extra interest. She hadn't missed a payment. She hadn't applied for new credit. She simply misunderstood one date, and that date is probably costing you points right now. The snapshot. Nobody explains. Most people believe the due date is the only date that matters. For avoiding interest? Yes. For your credit score? Not even close. Credit bureaus like Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax do not monitor your account in real time. They receive one snapshot per month, usually on your statement closing date, not your payment due date. That distinction changes everything. Here's how Melissa's timeline actually looked. Billing cycle. March 1st to March 30th. March 30th, statement closes balance on that day, $2,400. April 24th, payment due. On March 30th, the bank captured the $2,400 balance and sent that number to the bureaus. That's 48% utilization on a $5,000 limit. It didn't matter that she paid it off on April 2nd. The snapshot was already taken. Her credit report showed high utilization for the entire month. Why 48% matters so much? FICO scores are weighted roughly like this: 35% payment history, 30% amounts owed, utilization, 15% length of credit history, 10% credit mix, 10% new credit. That means nearly 1/3 of your score depends on how much of your available credit you're using at the moment the snapshot is taken. And utilization is tiered. Generally, under 10% equals excellent, 10 to 29% equals good, 30 to 49% equals riskier, 50% plus equals red flag territory. Melissa crossed the 30% threshold. The algorithm reacted instantly. This isn't punishment, it's probability math. Historically, borrowers who consistently run high balances are statistically more likely to default, so the score adjusts immediately. The good news: utilization has no memory. Here's what makes this powerful. Under FICO 8, still widely used for mortgages and auto loans, utilization is memoryless. If you report 80% utilization in March and 5% in April, March essentially disappears. It's not like a late payment that lingers for 7 years. That means you can strategically adjust your reported balances within 30 days. This is exactly what Melissa did before her next credit pull. The statement date strategy. Instead of waiting for the bill to arrive, you pay before it's generated. Step 1. Find your statement closing date. This is not the due date. It's usually listed in the PDF statement as billing cycle ends. Step 2. 2 to 3 days before that date, log in and check your balance. Step 3. Manually pay it down to a small number. For Melissa, closing date, May 30th. Balance on May 27th, $1,900. She paid $1,850. Statement generated showing $50 on a $5,000 limit equals 1% utilization. That's the number transmitted to the bureaus. 3 weeks later, she paid that remaining $50 before the due date. Zero interest. Massive score rebound. Her score climbed back to 781 before closing. Why not just report zero? This surprises people. Reporting zero on every card every month can actually score slightly lower than reporting a small balance. The algorithm wants to see responsible usage, not inactivity. There's a strategy called AZO, all zero except one. If you have 5 cards, 4 report 0, 1 reports 1%, or a small nominal amount like $10 to $20. This tells the model, you are actively using credit. You are controlling it precisely top tier. 800 plus scores often average 1 to 7% utilization, not zero. But here's the key distinction. Reporting a balance is not the same as carrying a balance. As long as you pay by the due date, you pay no interest. You're optimizing reporting timing, not paying extra. where people accidentally blow this up. Autopay. Autopay is designed to prevent late payments. It is not designed to optimize utilization. If your autopay triggers on the due date, the snapshot has already been taken weeks earlier. If you want to implement this strategy before a mortgage or car loan application, you need manual control. Calendar reminders are your best friend. One important warning: don't credit cycle. There's a wrong way to apply this. If you have a $1,000 limit and spend $1,000, pay it off mid-cycle, spend another $1,000, pay it off again, you've effectively run $3,000 through a $1,000 line. Banks see that as risky behavior. To a risk department, that pattern resembles fraud or financial distress. Paying down before the statement is smart. Repeatedly cycling through your entire limit multiple times per month is dangerous. If you consistently need to do that, you don't need a strategy tweak. You need a credit limit increase. Higher limits make utilization easier to manage naturally. The hidden denominator mistake. Another mistake Melissa almost made? Closing an old unused card. She had a $10,000 limit card with a zero balance that she hadn't touched in years. If she had closed it, her total available credit would have dropped. Example: before closing, total credit, $25,000. Total balance, $2,000. Utilization, 8%. After closing $10,000 limit, total credit, $15,000. Total balance, $2,000. Utilization, 13%. Same debt. Worse ratio. Old zero balance cards strengthen your denominator. Keep them open. Put a small recurring charge on them and set autopay. What about newer models like Fidelio 10T? Some newer scoring models analyze trended data over 24 months. If you constantly max cards and only pay them down right before statements, that pattern could eventually matter. But adoption of these models is still limited. For now, the snapshot model remains dominant. The strategy works. When should you use this tactically? If you're, say, 30 to 60 days from applying for a mortgage, financing a vehicle, opening premium credit cards, execute precisely if you're not applying for major credit soon. Simply keep utilization under 10 to 20% and let autopay handle the rest. You don't need to micromanage forever. This is a lever you pull when needed. The full protocol. 1. Identify statement closing dates, not due dates. 2. Keep utilization under 30% minimum, under 10% ideal. 3. 2 to 3 days before closing, pay balances down. 4. Leave 1% on one card. AZ to O if maximizing score. 5. Pay remaining balance before due date. 6. Avoid credit cycling. 7. Keep old cards open to protect your denominator. Melissa didn't lose $18,000 because of debt. She almost lost it because of timing. The system isn't rigged, it's rule-based. Most people just never learn the reporting rules. Test this for one card this month. Track your closing date. Adjust your balance early. Watch your credit app after the new statement reports. When you see the difference, you'll understand how powerful this lever really is. Credit scores aren't about morality. They're about data snapshots. And once you control the snapshot, you control the score.